Hi guys, and welcome back to Beauty Fortified. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Sue, and today I wanted to talk about some July favorites. Now these are all drugstore products, it's all makeup, and these are things that I've picked up in the latter part of July actually. And so I haven't reviewed them in depth, but I wanted to share them with you because they really are just such great finds. So I have eyeshadow, blush, lipstick, I've got a highlighter, I've also got a primer. So without further ado, I'm going to start with the eyeshadow. And one that I picked up, this is a little palette from Revolution, and it's one of their Achieve palettes. And I saw two colorways of this in store. This one looked the most interesting of the two. And I've been using it and have really been quite impressed with it. For drugstore, it really is very, very affordable. I think this cost me about 73 Rand. And really not bad color payoff at all. So I have swatched the shades for you, starting from left to right. So the first one on top is quite a dark, coolish brown, and this is great for the outer corner. Then next to that you have a silver, which is quite a pretty metallic. And then below that you have a kind of, this is a mid-tone brown, but it has got a little bit of shimmer to it. And then the swatch just below that is a kind of greeny, browny transition shade, and that was the one that I was most enamored by. It really intrigued me. And then these two palettes on the top, you've got a large brown transition shade and then a highlighter. The brown swatch is very light, that's the brown over there, and the highlighter is really beautiful, so it's great for doing the inner corner, or you could even use it on your cheeks as well. So really not a bad palette at all, and really some good color payoff. So I was quite impressed with that. The second Revolution palette that I have is the blush palette, and this is in the one called Sugar and Spice. Now this is not new to market by any stretch of the imagination. I've seen it around for a while. In fact, it's probably been around for a few years, but I was really intrigued by this. It was such good value for money. This palette was about 160 Rand. So there are 8 shades in here, and that's really excellent value. And I have been very, very impressed with the pigment. So the one that I've got on my cheeks today is this kind of peachy shade, and it looks very similar to the one next to it, but in fact they're quite different. This is quite a dark one. It does remind me of MAC Prism. And then there are some beautiful pinks in here as well. And I've really been quite impressed with the sheerness and the blendability of these blushes. You never really know what you're getting in these big palettes. And I haven't been disappointed. So it's really been quite a great find. I do love blush, so 8 shades in one palette is just something that really excites me. It gets me up in the morning. And this one, really great, nothing bad to say about it. It does have 2 highlighters on this side. So the one is a sort of purpley pink and the other one is a pink. I will swatch them for you. And these I can't really see myself reaching for all that often, to be honest. I might dabble a little bit with the pink one. So there you have them there. On the top you've got the pink one, and below it you've got the iridescent kind of purplish one. But really great for playing around with, and the blushes themselves are really just impressive. What else can I say? There are not too many other words that come to mind right now, but really like that. Would recommend it if you've had your eye on it. You really can't go wrong. Even if you end up using 3 out of the 8 shades, I think it's still excellent value. And then onto a primer. I picked up the Catrice Prime and Fine No More Red. Now, I got this because I do tend to suffer from a little bit of redness on my skin. I do have a neutral skin tone which can be prone to red. And so this counteracts the red. So it comes out, it is bright green. Obviously, you do need to blend it in, and it will counteract the redness on your skin. And I do know this from makeup school, so it is at the opposite end of the color wheel. And it's a really good one. I enjoy the texture of it on my skin. It does also help to keep my makeup in place. It is a color corrector first, I would say, and then a primer second. But I've really been enjoying it. And again, drugstore can't really go wrong. So I've really been enjoying that from Catrice, the Prime and Fine. A couple of more eyeshadows that I've picked up. I did review these in a previous video, and these are the Rimmel Wonder Clouds, and I picked up the shades Thunder Grey and Truffle Haze. I have got Truffle Haze on my eyes today, and really impressed with them. They really do last all day. They give you a very subtle wash of color, so they're great for no makeup days, and they also work really well as a lid primer if you want to add a shadow on top of them. They don't crease, and I do have oily lids, and so I have found that these work really well, so would recommend those. And then a highlighter that I picked up this month, this is also from Wet n Wild. It's their Hello Halo highlighter. This is not new at all. This is in the shade I Met Someone. I think they did come out with 3 different colorways. I could only find 2 in store, and I was watching a review on Jen Love. She did a review on these and she really rated them, so I thought, well, that's a good reason to go out and get them. And really love this one. So there are 2 shades in here. They're both very shimmery. The one on the left is a peachy shade, and then you've got your highlighter over there. And it's got a beautiful payoff. I'm just going to swatch these for you here. And the highlighter is really impressive. So there is the peachy shade, and there you have the highlighter. And the highlighter is quite reminiscent of the Revlon Skin Lights highlighter. It's a slightly different shade, but it's also as finely milled. I have got it on my cheeks today, and I've really been enjoying this one from Wet n Wild. They do make brilliant highlighters. That is one thing that I can say about the brand, and this range is really no exception. So really pleased with that find. And then some lipsticks that I picked up. These are from Revlon, and they have brought out their Superlustrous lipsticks in a glossy shade. Now these are a kind of a cross between a balm and a gloss. So they're quite highly pigmented. They don't bleed into lip lines. They do give you a lovely gloss. They definitely don't stay all day. They don't have great longevity. But I'm actually fine with that. Sometimes I do prefer a lipstick that kind of wears off, as opposed to one that is supposed to stay all day and that I become quite conscious of, and I wonder, if it's kind of worn off evenly and do I need to touch up. So from that point of view, these ones are superb. The 2 shades that I picked up are Glossed Up Rose and Rum Raisin. I will swatch them for you. Glossed Up Rose, as the name would suggest, is just a gorgeous rose, and it doesn't have extreme opacity, which I think is very youthful on the lips. So really love that one. And then the other one that I picked up is in the shade Rum Raisin. Now the Rum Raisin Superlustrous Original is one of my holy grail lipsticks. So when I saw that they had brought it out in a gloss version, I could hardly contain my excitement. No, but I really was excited. So there's Rum Raisin over there next to Glossed Up Rose, and Rum Raisin is the one that I'm wearing today. I love the shade because it just gives your lips a little bit of oomph without being a kind of, look at me, I've got red lipstick on. It is a beautiful reddy brown shade, very flattering on a lot of skin tones, and so I've really been enjoying that. So I would recommend these. I'm not sure if they are new to market. Well, being in South Africa, we are always lagging behind anyway, but they are something that I discovered quite by chance and have really been enjoying them and would highly recommend them. So guys, those are my favorite drugstore finds for the month of July. Let me know if you rate any of these. None of them are new to market. It's quite possible that you've tried a lot of these products already, but let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. I am going to leave you with a link to my video on simple makeup where I'm using the Rimmel Wonder Clouds. They really are absolutely brilliant. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.